So today I'm going to start new topic, and that is what? Metrology and instrumentation, right? Or you can say the inspection. My first question to all of you: why you required to read the metrology? क्यों पढ़ते हो metrology? Then I will come to the question part. Why? Why metrology? Anybody can tell me? क्यों पढ़ना पड़ता है that subject? Why you required to read that subject? Anybody can tell me? मेट्रोलॉजी पढ़ने के पीछे क्या वजह है? Anyone have any idea about that? हाँ, क्योंकि एग्जाम में आता है ठाकुर. That is a very expected answer, right? Other than that, you have to be answer, ठाकुर. ठाकुर, other than that, you have to be answer. ठाकुर is telling sir because that is going to ask in the exam, हाँ? इसीलिए हम पढ़ रहे हैं. चलो इसके छोड़ के कुछ और बताओ. Tell me any other thing what you think about. Dear, just tell me one thing. Just tell me one thing. I am producer. Suppose you are producer. मैं आपके पास आता हूँ and I am telling you कि dear, give me 1000 shaft. We can say okay sir, I will give. And again I will ask, okay my dear friends, if you are going to give me shaft, obviously give me hole also so that I can feed that. So give me 1000 hole. We can say okay sir, I will give you 1000 shaft and 1000 hole. Now next question we will ask, sir, tell me the dimension of the shaft and hole, sir. Tell me the dimension, what dimension is required, what should be their dimension, right? So I will tell you, okay, dear, tell me the dimension that I required, that is 100 mm, and here also the dimension required is 100 mm. Diameter, let's more precisely I can say. And I required 1000 of shaft, each have dimension 100 mm, and 1000 hole, each have dimension 100 mm. Now I want to ask all of you, क्या आप मुझे 1000 शाफ्ट दोगे जिसका डायमीटर 100 ही हो, ना 100 से ज्यादा हो ना 100 से कम हो? उसी तरीका से 100 हमें 1000 होल भी चाहिए जिसका डायमेंशन 100 से ना तो 100 mm से ना तो थोड़ा भी कम ना थोड़ा भी ज्यादा. डू यू थिंक इज इट फिजिबल? आप दे सकते हो? बताओ. लेट्स एज्यूम आप मतलब लेट्स एज्यूम आप ना प्रोड्यूसर हो. क्या प्रोड्यूस कर पाते हो? बना पाओगे? एनीबडी कैन टेल मी? नो सर, ये बनाना मुश्किल ही नहीं नामुमकिन है. हम आई एम टेलिंग यू 1000 शाफ्ट आर रिक्वायर्ड एंड एवरी हैव डायमेंशन 100 mm, not a less than that, not a more than that. Exactly 100 mm is required, making that not impossible. It can never possible. कभी नहीं हो सकता है. Why not? क्यों नहीं हो सकता है सर? Because you know, अगर आप होल बनाते हो या शाफ्ट बनाते हो, right? Even you talk about hole or shaft, whatever, my dear friends, in all that case, you require the cutting tool. You require the cutting tool. Cutting tool से cut करोगे, right? हाँ, dimension change करना है तो यहाँ पे cutting tool लगाओगे and you will do the dimension करोगे. Now, if you are use the cutting tool in the जब आप बात करोगे metal cutting, clearly I have told you, जब आप किसी चीज को cut करते हो metal machine tool के through help करते हुए, so in the tool wear is going to be take place. टूल में थोड़ा wear आ जाएगा. Because of that wear, there could be the different cutting. हो सकता है 100 की जगह it can cut 99.8 mm. Instead of 100, it could be 100.2 mm. Exactly 100 in all that case I am not able to get. नहीं मिल सकता हमें. That is the first cause. तो इसीलिए दोस्त हमें exactly 100 का नहीं मिलेगा. So I will tell you, okay dear, exactly 100 नहीं दे सकते हो. So do one thing, give 100 plus minus 2. 100 plus minus 2. That means maximum limit of the shaft that are required, that is it should be 102 mm and minimum is what 98 mm. इस रेंज में दे पाओगे. That is the first thing. ठीक है. Now my dear friends, I have 1000 of shaft and 1000 of hole, right? और सबको सभी का डायमेंशन, all dimension required in that range. अब आप मुझे बोलोगे कि सर ये 1000 शाफ्ट है, ये 1000 होल है, सभी इसी साइज में है सर, 102 से लेके 98 के बीच में है सर. Now tell me how I can trust you. मैं आप पे कैसे भरोसा कर लूं कि आप सही बोल रहे हो? कोई मुझे बताओगे कैसे आप पे भरोसा करूं कि आप सही बता रहे हो? Obviously sir, I required some instrument through which I can inspect that. कुछ मुझे इंस्ट्रूमेंट चाहिए जिसके थ्रू मैं इसको चेक कर सकता हूं ये है या नहीं है. And that's why you are going to read about the one topic is called instrumentation or sometimes it is called inspection. इसलिए आप पढ़ते हो मेट्रोलॉजी एंड इंस्पेक्शन. एग्जैक्टली नहीं बना सकते, देयर नीड ऑफ सम टॉलरेंस, कुछ टॉलरेंस की रिक्वायरमेंट होगा सो दैट आप इस रेंज में बना सकते हो. ठीक है, चलो तो इसीलिए हम ये पढ़ते हैं ये सब्जेक्ट मेट्रोलॉजी इंस्पेक्शन। मेट्रोलॉजी बिकॉज देयर इज नीड ऑफ सम टॉलरेंस को मेजर करने के लिए। इंस्पेक्शन, you know, whatever size I have given, all the product is given in that dimension or not. For that I am going to talk about the inspection part. So here we can see the first question on a screen. The question is that a shaft diameter is given here. Diameter visible to you? This, if not visible, I am going to write this is 20, 0.05 minus 0.15 mm, and the whole diameter here, this is a shaft diameter, this is shaft dimension, you can see, and this is your whole dimension is given here 20 plus 0.20 and plus 0.10. Now the question is going to ask which type of assembly this is. Option A, transition feet, interference feet, clearance feet, or none of these. What do you think about dear? What do you think about that question? What will be answer? Anybody can tell me? अच्छा एक बात बताओ, प्रीतम, परवीन, हितेश, संचित, clearance. Okay, first question we can ask, sir, what do you mean by the feet? Always keep in mind, hole and shaft combination is called feet. Hole and shaft combination, whenever you are going to combine the hole and shaft, then it is called feet, my dear friends. And there are different types of feet. One is transition, interference, clearance. These all are the types of feet. So here we can see, I am going to be talking about here different types of feet is there. You have given the clearance feet, my dear friends. Here we can say the dimension is given. How much dimension? मैं यहीं पे करता हूँ. Dimension is given 20 plus minus this, right? चलो इसको थोड़ा ड्रॉ करो. पहला क्वेश्चन है. I am going to elaborate more. Next question I will expect from you guys. और recording जो दिया गया है, please watch that lecture also. Recording you might have been provided now. So see that lecture also. Recording we have gone in more detail. So here we can say so shaft is 20. Okay, so that is called zero line. Okay, this is zero, or you can say the basic from here. This is 0, 20 now. So this is your 20. Here we can say this is 0.05 above. So this is called basic size, right? This is called basic size. Basic size. This is 0.05. So this is upper limit of the shaft, and this is lower limit of the shaft. Okay, so this is called upper limit of shaft. Okay, upper limit of shaft there, and this is called lower limit of shaft. Lower limit of shaft, and that is called tolerance zone of shaft. That is called is what there? Tolerance zone of shaft. Okay, this is called tolerance zone, T zone of shaft. I think that thing is clear to you. Tolerance zone. Okay, now draw for the hole. This is 20, so here this is 20. Now I am going to change the color. Let us, that is my color. So this is 20. Upper limit is 0.20 and lower limit is 0.10. Here we can say upper limit of shaft, what the value you can get there. So upper limit of shaft is what? 20. So this is upper limit of shaft is 20.05 and lower limit of shaft, here we can say 20 minus, you are going to be simple, we can say this is 20 minus of 0.15. That is your lower limit and that is the upper limit. All the shaft lies between that. इसके बाद जो भी है सब इसी dimension में. Now this is 20. Upper limit is plus 20. So now let me change the color. So 20. So let's say, my dear friend, this is 20. This is called upper limit of hole, right? Upper limit of hole, and this will be 20.20, right? 20.20. And this is 1 now. Yes, so this is here, my dear friend, this is here, right? And this scenario, this is called lower limit of hole. This is what? Lower limit of hole, and the value is coming out to be 20.10, right? Yes, and this is called your hole, and this is called tolerance zone of hole. This is called what, dear? Tolerance zone of hole. Clear? Now tell me, here can you see there is a gap? क्या आपको gap दिख रहा है? Can you see the gap between hole and shaft? This is your shaft, na dear. This is your hole. Is there gap between shaft and hole? Yes, sir. There is a gap, sir. This is the gap I can see. And whenever this type of gap is there, so it is called clearance feet, Baba. that is called is what? Clearance feet. How you can, okay, getting now, that is called clearance feet. So what will be answer of that question? Simple, we can say the answer will be the clearance feet. Okay, I am going to one step ahead. Now I am going to ask what will be the maximum clearance, you know, that is the clearance feet. जब आप whole and shaft को combine करोगे, you will get the clearance feet. Now my question, what will be the maximum clearance, my dear friends? What will be the maximum clearance? What will be answer? Maximum clearance कब होगा? So you have 1,000 of shaft and 1,000 of hole. Now I will ask what will be the maximum clearance? So we can take, you can say कि सर मैं सबसे बड़ा वाला होल लूंगा. I will take the maximum limit of hole. What it will be the simple, we can say maximum clearance I have to be get. So it will be the maximum clearance will be the upper limit of hole minus of सबसे छोटा वाला shaft. Then I will get the maximum clearance. Then lower limit of shaft will get the maximum clearance. Upper limit of hole minus of lower limit of shaft will get the maximum clearance. Even they can ask what will be the maximum clearance in that case, you can be able to answer. They may ask what will be the minimum clearance. What will be the minimum clearance? Clearance should be minimum. So we can see this is itself a minimum clearance, sir. This is itself a minimum clearance. Minimum clearance, you have to be take the lower limit of hole. What? Lower limit of hole minus of upper limit of shaft, then we'll get the minimum clearance. So anything they are going to ask, I think now you guys are capable to solve that question. Is it clear to all? Tell me first, is it clear to all? Then I will move to the next question. Clear now? Maximum clearance we can get, minimum clearance we can get. In the clearance feet, always keep in mind, you know, tolerance zone of hole always will be above the tolerance zone of shaft, and they are not going to be combined anytime. Always keep in mind that thing, right? That will help you in another question. Keep in mind. Now I am coming to the next question. Okay, accuracy. Okay, my dear friends, you know, in that na various times you'll go through the term accuracy and we can say the precision. दोनों में क्या difference है? What do you think about? Both are same in day-to-day life. You used to say, sir, accuracy and precision is the same thing. है ना? बोलते हो अपने regular life में by accuracy, precision. But in the instrumentation, or we can say in the metrology, these are totally different. First, try to answer that question if you can. Then I am coming on that. So, accuracy, closeness, the difference between measured and actual will indicate the same reading again and again for the given measurement. The difference between the measured and actual value. What do you think about? Hitesh is telling B for Bombay. B, the measure how close to reading to the true value. Okay, my dear friends, listen. Yes, Hitesh, you are right, and all our mostly of you have given the right. Accuracy and precision. Accuracy is how close to the true value. Like way, suppose you are going to give the exam and total marks of your exam is 100 marks, right? And you are getting 98 marks. Meaning is that you are very accurate. You are very accurate. You are getting 99 marks. So you are accurate. Accurate means how close to true value. That is the meaning of accuracy. Precision is what? Precision is repetition of the result. Suppose you are given first time exam and out of 100 you are getting 98. Second time you are getting 98.3. Third time you are getting 98.5. Fourth time you are getting like 97.8. So you are very close to 98. Means same result you are going to be reproduced again and again. That is called precision. Precision means repetition of the result. Multiple times loop एक ही result show करे, that is called repetition. Or you can say the repetition. Simple, we can say the precision of the instrument. Accuracy means how close to true value. Now suppose this is, now you are going to give the exam and you are getting 10 marks. So we can say you are not accurate. Second time you are getting 11 marks. Third time you are getting 10.5 marks. Fourth time you are getting 9.5 marks. Means you are close to 10. That means your instrument is not accurate, but yes, it is a precise, because it is going to be repeat the same result again and again. So it is not accurate, but it could be precise. Clear na that question? Yes. Come to the next question. That is the next question. A screw thread measurement, if P is the pitch of the screw and theta is the included angle, the best wire size calculated by simple formula that has been asked several times in different exam. That type of formula has been asked. So please try to answer that question. What do you think about? क्या हो जाएगा इसका आंसर? क्या हो जाएगा बताओ? देखो 10 नहीं होगा जी, इसके लिए फॉर्मूला याद रखो, मैंने बताया भी था, है ना. दिस इज बेस्ट वायर डायमीटर. दिस इज सिंपल गिवन बाय p by 2 sec theta by 2. So it is something like that, dear. Thread. So what the maximum diameter that you can put there, na? It will be something like that, dear. So their diameter you have to be calculate best wire. Their diameter is given by p by 2 sec theta by 2. Keep in mind that. Sorry. Okay, that is the next question. The question is that the least count of a metric vernier caliper having 25 division on a vernier scale matching with 24 division on the main scale. Okay, one main scale division is given 0.5 mm is. You have to be calculate the least count. What is the least count? Least count is that value which can be measured by that particular instrument. You might have been listen the name of vernier caliper and macrometer, all that. From that you can, what the minimum value that you can measure, that is called their least count. So what to think about their least count? What will the value of least count in that case, dear? Amit, write down the question number. Have you seen the vernier caliper? देखिए हो ना आपने vernier caliper? 11th 12th में भी आपने यूज किया होगा इसको बहुत बार, right? So here we can see least count is always given by length of smallest main scale upon number of division on the vernier scale, or we can say the length of smallest main scale. So this is given 0.5 and number of division on the vernier scale. How many division is there? 25. So just divide this and we'll get, this is coming out to be 0.002 mm. तो इसको याद कर लो दोस्त. Least count is the minimum value that they can measure. मैंने आपको बहुत बार दिखाया भी हूँ ये, जो वर्नियर कैलिपर की बात करते हो various times. Just give me 1 minute, I'm going to show you that diagram. एक सेकेंड देना, just hold 1 minute, dear. Just 1 minute. डायग्राम मैं ढूंढ रहा हूं. This we can see ना dear. ऐसा ही होता है ना योर वर्नियर कैलिपर. विजिबल है क्या? ये आपने, you might have been seen your college day. ये आपके पास this is your main scale, another one this is your vernier scale which can move, और फिर आप जो minimum value that they can measure, so this is called your least count ना. यहाँ पे भी मैं दिखा दिया. I will share that PDF, don't worry. In the group I will put that diagram. मैं ग्रुप में दे दूंगा vernier caliper. So please try to remember that is your simple, we can say the macrometer, right? इससे कितना least count you can calculate कर सकते हो. So formula I have given there. Here we can also see. Okay. ये visible नहीं होगा, थोड़ा सा मुझे लग रहा है. Right. So चलो we'll come see in the next question. So please try to remember that, right? Least count is what? Length of the smallest main scale upon number of division on the vernier scale, and by that we'll get the least count. Yes, that is the next question. According to Indian standard, 50H8G7 means. What do you mean by that? So, my dear friends, this is whenever you talk about capital H, that indicate the basic hole, right? Always keep in mind basic hole size. Capital letter indicate the basic hole, a small letter you talk about the shaft. Here the indicate, upper limit is 50 plus 8. No, designation tolerance with the basic size. Designation of tolerance with basic size 50 mm. Designation of feet of two part with basic size of 50 mm. देखो ये ना basically whenever you talk about feet, अभी आपने देखा hole and shaft combination is called what? Hole and shaft combination, it is called feet ना. Their combination is called what? Feet. तो ये देखो ये hole है and this is your shaft, so their combination basically indicate feet ना. So see the option, upper limit no talk. Designation of tolerance, no I talk about tolerance. Basically that is designation of feet of two part with basic size is 50 mm. This is called their basic size, जिस पे आप tolerance देते हो, right? On which you are going to give the tolerance. So this is called, and here we can see this 8 indicate the tolerance grade, and this 7 tolerance grade for the shaft, and this 50 basically talk about the basic size. Basic size is that side over which you are going to give the tolerance, जिसके ऊपर tolerance दे. Like way I am telling you ना 100 mm diameter is required. So we can say, and I required 1000 of shaft. So we can say, sir, exactly 100 mm मैं पूरा आपको एक 1000 shaft नहीं दे सकता. So I will tell you, okay, 100 plus minus, let's assume 2. So that is called basic size, जिस पे आप tolerance दे रहे हो. That is called basic size. I will come to that question. Yes, that is the next question. A metric thread of pitch 2 mm and threaded angle 60 degree is inspected for a pitch diameter using 3-wire method. The indicated diameter of the wire will be nearly. Just now you have seen that type of question. What will be answer of that? What will be answer of that, dear? Again I am telling you, आप लोग को recording भी मिला है lecture का, तो उससे भी complete करो साथ में. Along with that lectures, you have to be complete the lecture which have been provided in the recorded format all of you. जो मैं नहीं complete किया हूँ ये वाला part, उससे भी आप साथ में करो. Basically in that, our main target is what? To take the moderate to tough type question basically, जो आपके एग्जाम में डायरेक्ट आ सकता है. रेस्ट के लिए आप उसे भी रेफर कर सकते हो जो रिकॉर्डिंग मिला है आपको. बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा यहाँ से. So anyone have given the answer of that question number 7? क्या हो जाएगा क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 का आंसर, डियर? नहीं है ना, तो इसके लिए याद रखोगे डियर. जस्ट नाउ यू हैव सीन वन फॉर्मूला, सिंपल ना. इट इज गिवन बाय D is equal to P, simple 2P we can say sec na, sec theta by 2, just 2 cos 60 upon 2, so cos 30 just put the value and we'll get the wire diameter is coming out to be 1.15 millimeter. Simple. Keep in mind that, okay? Keep in mind, इसे मत भूलना, various time that question has been asked. ठीक है? That is the next question. Visible na? A limit system, the following limit are specified for a hole and shaft. Calculate the tolerance on the shaft. You have to be calculate the tolerance. This is your hole, this is your shaft. Visible na? Question visible. So hole I am going to write here. This is for hole and this is given 30 plus 0.02 minus 0.00, and for the shaft it is given 30 minus 0.03 plus 0.03, and they are going to ask calculate the tolerance on the shaft. So what will be the tolerance? Just now you have seen, we can draw, dear, we can draw na. This is your 0 line, this is your basic, this is your 30, right? This is your 30 basic size. upper limit is what? 0.03. So upper limit will be what? This 0. I am going to talk about this is upper limit of shaft, and this will be 0.03, and this is lower limit of the shaft. This we can see minus now. So this is your lower limit of shaft, right? Upper limit of shaft will be what? Simple, we can say, so 30 plus this. This is 30 plus of 0.03, and lower limit will be what? 30 minus 0.03, and this is called tolerance, dear. This is called is what? Tolerance. So what will be the tolerance? Tell me, what will be the tolerance? Simple, we can say upper limit minus of lower limit. So upper limit will be what? 30 plus of 0.03 minus 30 minus of 0.03. So 30 will get cancelled out. Ultimate minus minus plus will get 0. How much the value is coming out to be? This is 0.03 shaft. Okay, so what answer you are getting by solving that? 0.06 tolerance on the shaft. नहीं, उन्होंने जो आंसर दिया है ना, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट ना, इट विल बी 0.06 अकॉर्डिंग टू द गिवन क्वेश्चन. बट उन्होंने, मुझे लगता है, कुछ मिस्टेक किया है इन द टाइपिंग. देयर कुड बी सम एरर. अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट द आंसर विल बी 0.06. सो सिंपल ना, व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, आप करोगे, दिस इज कॉल्ड सिंपल अपर डेविएशन. लिसन हियर, this is basic size, so this is called upper deviation and this is called lower deviation, dear. Okay, देखो basic size के जो ऊपर होता है ना, like that, this is 0, this is your basic, and this is called upper deviation, this is called upper deviation, and this is called lower deviation, and this is your basic size, right? So what the another way we can say, dear, what another we can say, sir, upper limit is what? This is upper limit, this is what? Upper limit of shaft, and this is, lower limit of shaft. Lower limit I talk about. So upper limit shaft is what? Basic size plus of upper deviation. Lower limit is what? Basic size minus of what? Lower deviation. है ना? तो यहां से भी आपको आंसर आ जाएगा. सिंपल आप बोलोगे, सर अगर हमें ये चाहिए तो हम क्या करेंगे? अपर डेविएशन प्लस लोअर डेविएशन, आप दोनों को ऐड कर देना. अपर डेविएशन माइनस, समझ रहे हो, लोअर डेविएशन. कीप इन माइंड देयर साइन यू हैव टू बी कंसीडर. करोगे तो यहां से भी आपको मिल जाएगा डायरेक्ट आंसर. तो इससे आपको क्या मिल जाएगा? विल गेट सिंपल, यू कैन से द टॉलरेंस. सो देखो, इतना मत करो इन एग्जाम टाइम इज क्रूशियल ना डियर. यहां पे आप सिंपल आप देखोगे कि दिस इज 0.03, दिस इज माइनस 0.03. सो सिंपल वी कैन से 0.03 माइनस 0.03, अल्टीमेट विल गेट द 0.06. तो इतना नहीं करना. नाउ आई विल आस्क व्हाट विल बी टॉलरेंस ऑन द होल, then what will be answer? What will be tolerance on the whole? Simple, we can say 0.02 minus 0.000. Simple, I will get the 0.02, that is the tolerance on the whole shaft. ये होल है ना, होल, और ये शाफ्ट पे होगा. तो इतना मत करना. इन एग्जाम टाइम इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो सिंपल आप देखना, इसको केयर करना और यहां से आंसर कर दोगे. लेट मी चेक इन अनदर क्वेश्चन. Yes, my dear friend, that is the next question. Now in that question they are going to ask visible, not visible, then I am going to write. This is given, I am going to write here 25 plus of 0.040 plus of 0.020, and this is 25 plus of 0.005 minus of 0.008. So you have to be calculate the minimum clearance. What will be answer? Your time started now. Question number 9 on your screen. Till now story is clear, everything is clear till now. अरे अभी तक कहानी क्लियर है? Tell me, story is clear till now? क्लियर है ना यहां तक? Okay, now answer that question. Waiting for your answer. बताओगे कोई? इतना टाइम? Simple, I am not going to be draw. Now I am going to do fast. Minimum clearance. What will be the minimum clearance? We can say minimum limit of hole, lower limit of hole minus of upper limit of shaft. Simple. What will be the lower limit of hole? So we can say lower limit, na sir. So 25 plus of 0.020. 0.020. This is lower limit of hole minus of upper limit of shaft. So it will be 25 plus of 0.005. Right? So simple. 25 will get cancelled out. 0.020 minus of 0.005. क्या आ जाएगा आंसर जी? जस्ट सॉल्व इट, है ना? इसको सॉल्व करो, सिंपल. कितना आ जाएगा आंसर? जस्ट बाय सॉल्विंग सिंपल यू आर एबल टू आंसर. राइट? 0.A फॉर एप्पल. आर यू गेटिंग? सिंपल. राइट, है ना? इसको आप डायग्राम बना के भी कर सकते हो, बट इट विल टेक टाइम ना डियर. डायग्राम बना के भी कर सकते हो, बट इट विल टेक टाइम. लाइक दैट 0, देन after that you have to be draw upper limit and lower limit, and you will be able to answer that question. चलो, अगर आप शुरू से देख रहे हो, then don't think you will find any difficulty in that. Okay, now the question is that shaft having visible, na? This is visible 20. Okay, I think visible, and hole is this. So which type of fit is there? No visible. Okay, I am going to be right. This is given 20 plus of 0.050 plus of 0.035, and this is given here. I am going to be right 20 plus of 0.000 plus of 0.025. This is given. So the question is that if this hole and shaft is going to be combined, so which type of fit will get? Interference, clearance, and transition. What will be answer of that, dear? Your time started now. You have just 30 seconds left for that. Not visible. Hitesh, Swadhin, Amit, Cristiano and all. Visible ना? So draw करो यार, ये तो आसान है ना. Just see 2020 will get cancel out. एक बार मैं बना देता हूँ. After that ना, आप you can be able to solve, dear. चलो मैं इसको हटाता हूँ, रद्द करता हूँ. I think it is easy to answer to all of you. But in the exam, you don't have to be draw. जैसे मैं तो समझाने के लिए कर रहा हूँ, but in the exam you have to do in the shortcut way. देखो समझाने के लिए क्या है? Shaft having size. This is shaft. So okay, let's assume this is 0 line, right? This is 20. This is plus. Okay, 0.050. This is 0.050. This is 0.305. This is your shaft. Okay, this is your basic size. This is 20. This is your lower limit of hole, lower limit of shaft, and this will be 20.035, 20.035, and this is upper limit of shaft, and it is coming out to be 20.050. Okay, now go to the hole. Hole is 20.000 and one is 20.025. So hole का क्या हो जाएगा? एक तो यही है, एक तो बेसिक यही टच कर रहा है. This is 0.0. So this is lower limit of the hole, and another one is plus 0.25. और ये जो वैल्यू है ना, this is 0.035. So it is 0.25. तो इससे नीचा रहेगा. So it will be here, right? It will be here. This is your hole. So बताओ, hole छोटा है ना, and this is tolerance zone of hole. This is tolerance zone of hole, and this is tolerance zone of shaft. This is tolerance zone of shaft. Now see dear, कौन बड़ा है यार? Which one is bigger? So we can say, sir, shaft is bigger than hole, and that type of fit is called what, my dear friends? That type of fit is called interference fit. Means you have to be hammered. हैमर करके ये कॉम्बिनेशन होगा, राइट, हैमरिंग करोगे. सो what the meaning of interference? Interference means metal to metal contact. Here we can say hole is smaller, shaft is bigger. So hole के अंदर shaft कैसे जाएगा? Obviously you have to be hammer. There will be metal to metal contact. So that type of fit is called interference fit. So what is the conclusion? You have to be always keep in mind, whenever tolerance zone of shaft is higher or above the tolerance zone of hole, then I will get the interference fit. In exam इतना मत करना, एग्जाम में इतना मत करना डियर, जस्ट ड्रॉ 20, दिस इज 20, जस्ट ड्रॉ. Now here 0. This is 0.05, this is 0.03, and this is here we can say 0.025. So this is 0.025. So here this is tolerance zone of hole and this is tolerance zone of shaft. आपने देख लिया कि tolerance zone of the shaft is above, simply you will be answer that. Now suppose if this is going to be interfere, ऐसा हो जाए अगर दोनों का टॉलरेंस जोन इज गोइंग टू बी कंबाइन, अगर एक दूसरे का टॉलरेंस जोन कट करेगा, देन इट विल बी द ट्रांजिशन फिट. व्हेनेवर टॉलरेंस जोन इज गोइंग टू बी इंटरसेक्ट ईच अदर, देन विल गेट द ट्रांजिशन फिट. तो ये बात भी यू हैव टू बी रिमेंबर, राइट. स्टोरी क्लियर टिल नाउ डियर? एग्जाम में इतना मत करना, सिंपल इसी को 20 मान लो, अकॉर्डिंगली ड्रॉ. इतना नहीं, एग्जाम में टाइम इज वेरी प्रीशियस डियर. तो एग्जाम में बस इतना ही करेंगे, इतना तो मैं तुम्हें समझाने के लिए कर रहा हूं. बट इन द एग्जाम डू नॉट वेस्ट योर मोर टाइम ऑन दैट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन, राइट. जैसे यहाँ पे मैं किया हूं, इतना टाइम आपको वेस्ट नहीं करना है. यस माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, स्नैप गेज इज यूज्ड टू चेक इनर डाया ऑफ कंपोनेंट, आउटर डाया, both and be none of these. What do you think about snap gauge? What will be answer of that? Anybody? So C for Chennai is the wrong answer. What about others? Dear, listen. As I told you, inspection is basically the purpose of the inspection to check the dimension, right? To check the dimension. So gauge, basically two types of gauge is there you talk about. One is called snap or ring gauge. Snap or ring gauge, both is the same thing, ring gauge. Another one here we can see, this is called snap plug gauge. Plug gauge. So two types of gauge is there, right? Plug gauge, snap or ring gauge. Always keep in mind my dear friends, snap or ring. Ring आप कब पहनते, शादी होगा, once you get the marriage, in the engagement ceremony, ऐसे आपको रिंग पहनाया जाएगा, राइट. दैट इज रिंग ना, सो पहनाया जाएगा ना, राइट. सो ये रिंग किस में, फिंगर, अ फिंगर लाइक अ शाफ्ट. शाफ्ट मींस आउटर डायमेंशन डियर. सो ऑलवेज कीप इन माइंड, स्नैप और रिंग गेज check the outer dimension, right? Outer, because ring, तो ring तो finger में जाएगा ना, and finger you talk about inner or outer dimension. Finger you talk about outer dimension dear, right? Finger you talk about outer dimension. So always keep in mind, snap or ring gauge check the dimension, or you can say the what we can say check, or we can say measure the dimension of the shaft. And you talk about plug. Plug जो है hole में जाता है. Plug, in the motorcycle, in your spark plug, you will in the in the IC engine will be talk spark engine, right? Spark plug. So याद रखो, spark plug जो होता है ना, this spark plug hole में होता है ना, this is in the hole, so it check the internal dimension. Plug check the internal dimension, inner dia or snap outer. So correct answer will be B for Bombay. So that is the way you could be able to remember. याद रखना, snap and ring. Ring मतलब finger. Finger means outer dimension. Outer dimension means shaft. You talk about plug. Plug is basically it is going to be inserted in a hole. A spark plug you have seen in your motorcycle. That means it talk about the inner dimension. So that is the way by which you could be able to remember about that. That is the next question. Now I think you guys are able to answer. Visible, first tell me, visible? No visible? Which of the following represent the type of fit for a hole and shaft? Given this is there, I am going to write here if it is not visible. This is given 50 plus 0.04 and this is 0.000 and this is here basically I am going to write 50 plus 0.060 and plus I think this is 0.040, 0.041. So which type of feet you have to be comment on that? Your time started now. All of you have to be answer. And yes, your time started now. क्या हो जाएगा इसका आंसर? Tell me fast. जैसे मैंने बताया था, you have to move on the same way. Done? Tell me fast here. Which type of feed? D for Delhi. Okay, Amit. What about others? What about others? Waiting for another answer, you know. अब आप फास्ट में करो यार. Now solve the fast. Okay, ऐसे नहीं करना है टाइम. एग्जाम में क्या करोगे? This is 50. इसी को 50 मान लो. This is 0.04. This is 00. हाँ. So this is 0.04. This is, you know, और ये टॉलरेंस जाना है. This is 0.04. 0.04. No, this is basically your represent. This is whole. Now this is whole. If you talk about shaft, so this is simple. We can say 0.041. So यहाँ पे होगा and 0.060. So here, ना. So this is shaft. This is, you talk about shaft. So we can say tolerance zone of shaft is above the tolerance zone of hole. This is for hole, right? So what will be the answer? Interference fit, right? Simple. We can say D for Delhi. Huh? Right now, इतना टाइम मत करना. You have to be just see there. देखा 50 पे देखो and accordingly draw the tolerance zone. और जब ऊपर आ रहा है, easily will be able to answer. This is clear to all, dear. All of you have given D for Delhi. D for Delhi is clear to all now. Right. Come to the next question on your screen. Yes. Least count of the vernier instrument is equal to value of the smallest division on the main scale minus value of the smallest division on the vernier scale. Okay. Value of the smallest division on the vernier scale minus value of the smallest division on the main scale. Okay. Value of the smallest division on the vernier scale. No. Value of the smallest division on the main scale. What do you think about that? Yes, tell me answer of that, then I will come. What will be answer of that, dear? What will be answer of that? Waiting for your answer. Lowest value of the vernier that they can read. ये तो list count है ना? So the value of smallest division on the main scale minus value of smallest division on the vernier scale. Simple. You have to be keep in mind that is called least count. Least count of vernier instrument is equal to value of the smallest division on the main scale minus value of the smallest division on the vernier scale. That is called simple least count. यहाँ पे भी मैं आपको यही दिखाना चाह रहा हूँ, right? You know how you can calculate the final reading. Even they can ask how you can calculate the final reading on the vernier caliper. So keep in mind here. main scale reading plus of vernier scale reading into least count. By that you can calculate the final reading on the vernier caliper. Even ये पूछ सकता है, मैं यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन भी अभी दूंगा, maybe in the next session we'll talk about that. So keep in mind, final reading will be main scale reading plus of vernier scale reading into least count. That will be there, right? And here we can see there, the least count of a standard vernier caliper is commonly 0.1 mm, or we can say 0.1 cm or 0.02 mm, depending on the instrument precision. It is defined as the smallest measurement that can be accurately taken. Calculate as the difference between one main scale division and one vernier scale division. Their difference is called least count. यहाँ मैंने clearly लिख दिया, right? So it is the defined as smallest measurement data can be taken accurately, and it is calculated as difference between one main scale division and one vernier scale division. Main scale division समझते हो ना, जो तुमने अपने स्कूल में यूज किया होगा यार, है ना? ये दिस इज कॉल्ड योर, ये देखो जो स्लाइड करेगा दैट इज कॉल्ड वर्नियर स्केल, और एक जो मेन है ये फिक्स होगा और इसका वैल्यू दैट कैन चेंज. दैट्स व्हाट इज कॉल्ड सेकेंडरी और वर्नियर स्केल. Come to the next question. The workshop grade slip gauge which are used to setting machine tool, positioning, milling, cutter, etc. is what? What will be answer of that, dear? Question number 14 on your screen. Question number 14. What could be answer of that, dear? The workshop grade slip. याद है किसी को ये? ग्रेड 01, ग्रेड 2, ग्रेड 0, ग्रेड 1, आईटी इंटरनेशनल टॉलरेंस, दैट अपने रिकॉर्डिंग वाला क्लास बिल्कुल नहीं किया मतलब. यू नो, 0 grade used for the inspection, the workshop grade slip gauge which are used to setting the machine tool, positioning, cutter, etc. See, 0 grade है ना. अगर मैं बात करूं 2 grade, वर्कशॉप ग्रेड और मशीन टूल, इसके लिए आप ग्रेड 2 यूज करते हो. 1 grade for more precise work such as with a sign bar. You know, my dear friends, I am telling you, whenever you are going to be design or construct a measuring instrument, like when you have to be construct or manufacture sign bar, you have to manufacture vernier caliper, micrometer, all that. So in that case also you have to be take the some tolerance. इसमें भी कुछ ना कुछ tolerance आएगा. Some tolerance you have to be take. Now that tolerance is going to be defined on the basis of grade. जहां पे बहुत कम tolerance की requirement है, वहां पे grade 1 यूज करोगे आप in the construction of the instrument. तो यहाँ पे grade 1 for the workshop with a sign bar or more precise. Grade 2 for machine tool setting. In all that case you are going to use the grade 2. Grade 8, 9 भी होता है, that you are going to be used here. 8, 9, 7, that also. That is the next question. Not go limit refers to the lower limit of the shaft and upper limit of the hole, lower limit of the hole and upper limit of the shaft, hole whose lower deviation is 0, maximum material condition. What do you think about that? Not go. क्या हो जाएगा इसका आंसर? Go and no go. Whenever you talk about gauge, so if you talk about two things, go and not go. याद है किसी को? Measure and check. If you talk about snap gauge, you talk about ring gauge. In both there is a go and no go, right? Part one is go part, another one is no go part. But whenever you are going to use you talk about go gauge or no go gauge, right? Snap gauge, ring gauge, it is not going to be give you exact dimension. No, it cannot give the exact dimension here. It is just going to give you information here, okay, this given instrument is in the range or not. That's why you are going to hear not measure the dimension, you are just going to be check, means you have a true value. with the true value ये इसमें आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है, like way I am telling you कि हमारा shaft that should be 100 to 98 mm, so this is upper limit, that is lower limit. so you talk about snap और ring gauge, ये चेक करेगा, snap की बात करो या ring, जो गेज है नो गो दोनों में होगा, नो एंड नो गो एंड गो, टू पार्ट विल बी देयर. अब देख भी सकते हो स्नैप एंड रिंग गेज इस टाइप से दिखता है. इफ यू वांट टू सी हियर, we can see here basically two thing, one part is go, another one part is no go. दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, दिख रहा है क्या, गो और नो गो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. इधर भी देखो गो एंड हियर नो गो, एक साइड नो गो अनदर साइड गो. तो इसके थ्रू वी कैन चेक द डायमेंशन, राइट ना. नोट गो का काम है नहीं जाना, गो का काम है चले जाना. प्लीज वॉच दैट लेक्चर यार, रिकॉर्डिंग मुझे दिया है ना, प्लीज वॉच ऑल दैट लेक्चर. राइट, आई एम कमिंग टू द डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पार्ट हियर. सो तो देखो, इफ यू हैव टू बी check, you have a two thing, one is called attributes, one is called variable. I will tell you have to be compare. Comparison can be done with the help of two things, one is attribute, another one is variable. I will to tell you I have 100 rupees, you have 50 rupees, so how much amount I have more than you, we can say sir you have 50 rupees more than me, so that is called comparison on the basis of variable. I will tell you Mukesh Ambani have more money than another industrialist, or you can say what, Adani. So we can say that I can compare with the help of some variable. But I will tell you कि Asita is more handsome than Geeta. So handsome, how you can measure there? Is there any variable? No. So that is called comparison on the basis of attributes. है ना, आप बोलते हो ना कि यार ये उससे ज्यादा सुंदर है, कितना ज्यादा सुंदर है. So that is called attributes. So whatever you talk about go no go, it is on the basis of attributes. They are not going to give the exact value, or we can say the variable. इसमें ये आंसर नहीं देता है, ये यही बताता है कि गिवन रेंज में है या नहीं है. लाइक दैट, ये सीता से ज्यादा सुंदर है, तो कितना ज्यादा नहीं पता, बट हमें दिमाग में आइडिया है कितना सुंदर है. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड कंपैरिजन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वेरिएबल, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ एट्रीब्यूट्स. वेरिएबल होगा जहां पे यू टॉक अबाउट सम न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू, यू टॉक अबाउट सम फाइनेंशियली थिंग्स, न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू, कुछ डाटा होगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड कंपैरिजन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वेरिएबल. तो यहाँ पे देखो नोट गो लिमिट, ये किसकी बात करता है, नो गो, नहीं जाना चाहिए. सो लोअर लिमिट ऑफ द होल, अपर लिमिट ऑफ द शाफ्ट, lower limit of the shaft, upper limit of the hole. Yes, so simple. Whenever you talk about the not go, so always keep in mind, my dear friends, the gauge required to check the dimension of the component corresponds to two size, maximum and minimum limit. They are called go gauge and no go, as I am telling you, right? So one is called maximum metal limit, lower limit of the hole and higher limit of the shaft, that is called maximum metal condition, and least metal limit or minimum metal limit, higher limit. So simple, you can see here, just keep in mind one thing, my dear friends. What main thing you have to be keep in mind, no go, it talk about the lower limit of the shaft and upper limit of the hole. Always keep in mind, no go talk about the lower limit of the shaft and upper limit of the hole. इसको याद कर लो थोड़ा, right? Upper limit of the hole means maximum metal or minimum metal, tell me, just listen that. लोअर लिमिट ऑफ द शाफ्ट, सो दिस इज योर शाफ्ट, छोटा है, और दिस इज लोअर लिमिट, और एक शाफ्ट है ये बड़ा है. नॉट टेल मी इन व्हिच मोर मेटल इज देयर और इन व्हिच लेस मेटल इज देयर. वी कैन से सर हियर लेस मेटल, दैट इज कॉल्ड मिनिमम मेटल कंडीशन, दैट इज कॉल्ड बिकॉज मेटल इज लेस, बट हियर यू टॉक अबाउट मोल मेटल, सो इट इज कॉल्ड मैक्सिमम मेटल कंडीशन. सो नोट गो ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट द मिनिमम मेटल कंडीशन. Now my dear friends, again I want to ask one thing. Suppose this is one of the hole, right? Okay, here यहाँ पे देखो ये 30 mm है. now अब ये रखो, अब ये होल है, ये दूसरा, ठीक है, थोड़ा थिकनेस होगा, मटेरियल नहीं हटाओ, तो इसमें किसमें ज्यादा मेटल है, लोअर वाला में या ज्यादा वाला में? नो, sing the simple. Listen my dear friends, here see, listen, this is your, ऐसे करके देखो, ये है और ऐसा है, this is your hole, okay, this is your hole. Now tell me if you have to be increase the dimension of the hole, if you have to be increase the dimension, तो क्या करोगे, मटेरियल काट के हटाओगे, देन डायमेंशन डायमीटर ऑफ द होल इंक्रीज. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट और नो? राइट, करेंटली इतना मेटल है, दैट मेटल इज देयर करेंटली, यस. नो, इफ यू हैव टू बी इंक्रीज द डायमीटर ऑफ द होल, तो मेटल काट के हटाओगे, विल रिमूव दैट पार्ट ऑफ मेटल, इतना मेटल काट के हटा दोगे. नो, ओनली दैट मटेरियल इज देयर. सो आप देख रहे हो, जैसे जैसे होल बड़ा कर रहे हो, वैसे वैसे मेटल कम हो रहा है कि बढ़ रहा है? टेल मी, जैसे जैसे होल बड़ा हो रहा है, मेटल कम हो रहा है, ज्यादा हो रहा है डियर? टेल मी. मिनिमम, यस, कम हो रहा है. सो ऑलवेज कीप इन माइंड, लोअर लिमिट नॉट गो हैंडल द मिनिमम मेटल कंडीशन एंड गो हैंडल द मैक्सिमम मेटल कंडीशन. ये बात हमेशा याद रखना, राइट? सो नॉट गो लोअर लिमिट and means minimum metal, and that will maximum metal, right? Yes, yes dear, visible? Answer that question. No, no, the question is visible na. This is, I am going to write 80 plus of 0.30 plus of 0.00, and this is 80 plus of 0.021 plus of 0.002. that is the written there. Assemble, then which type of feet will get, that question has been asked, right? Which type of feet will get, that question has been asked in that case. Yes, answer that question. What will be answered here? See, again we can say, sir, just draw there. Yeah, ना मैं यहाँ draw करूँ. So simple. This is 80. This is 0.30, right? This is hole. This gap is 0.30. This is your hole, right? Okay. Here this is 0.021, 0.02. So this is your shaft, 0.021, and this. So see, we see, simple. It is going to be, you know what? That tolerance zone is going to be intersect each other, overlap. They are going to be overlap. Whenever it is going to be overlap, we will get is what? Transition fit. This is called is what? Transition fit. Simply we can be able to answer C for Chennai, right? For a strain gauge factor is given 2.1 and resistance is given 50 ohm, subjected to maximum strain of 0.001. The maximum change in resistance is, what will be the maximum change in the resistance? It is going to be asked. What will be answer of that, dear? Yes, tell me. Anybody? Have you know what is the value of gauge factor? Hmm? No? Please remember the value, formula of gauge factor. Gauge factor is change in resistance upon Here original resistance upon strain, simple, right? Gauge factor is given, resistance is given, strain is given. Okay, so gauge factor is equal to change in resistance upon original resistance upon, you know, simple we can say the strain, or you can say the this is mechanical strain. So change in resistance, just multiply that and by that we'll get that, right? जैसे ट्रांसड्यूसर वगैरह यू टॉक अबाउट, तो इस सब में इसका यूज होता है, यहाँ पे आपसे पूछा जाएगा, सो यू हैव टू बी आंसर दैट. Yes, what is the meaning of that? Basic hole means, what is the meaning of basic hole? Upper deviation is 0, lower deviation is 0, both A and B, none of the above. Basic hole means, anybody can answer? What is the meaning of basic hole? Basic hole, Amit, what do you think about? Upper deviation is 0, lower. होल में जस्ट कीप इन माइंड, होल में you matter inner dimension or outer dimension, just keep in mind. In hole what matter is important? In shaft, you know, upper in the shaft, this is shaft, so upper dimension matter ना. shaft में हमारे लिए upper dimension matter करता है, shaft में है ना, बिल्कुल upper dimension matter करता है. So keep in mind, in the shaft upper deviation is 0, basic shaft upper deviation is 0. In the hole, हमें होल में you know internal part is important to us, so just keep in mind inner lower deviation will be the 0. inner मतलब lower, तो ऐसे करके you could be able to remember the value, याद रख सकते हो. Yes, what will be answer of that? Plug gauge is used to measure. Now I think you guys are able to answer that question. Plug gauge, why you are going to use the plug gauge? Taper hole, cylindrical bores, spherical hole, none of the above. What do you think about in that case? Plug gauge. Ring snap एक होता है, plug just now you talk about ना. Cylindrical hole, okay. So cylindrical hole, इसको भी आप याद रख लेना थोड़ा सा. I will share that. Try to remember that one also. What will be answer of that, dear? In limit and fit system, basic shaft system is one whose. What will be answer of that? Question number 6 on your screen. In limit and fit system, basic shaft system is one whose. What will be answer? Upper deviation is 0. Yes, simple, right. So my dear friends, that all about simple. So whenever we come in the next session, dear, right, so in the next session simply you talk about what, you talk about the instrumentation inspection part, जहाँ पे हम लोग डिफरेंट टाइप का जो माइक्रोमीटर वगैरह होता है उसकी बात करेंगे. यू टॉक अबाउट माइक्रोमीटर, राइट. वर्नियर कैलिपर तो हमने यहाँ पे देखा भी है. इसके बाद बेवल प्रोटेक्टर, ऑल लीनियर, साइन बार, ऑल दैट व्हेन विल कम इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. तो जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट होता है उसका हम देखेंगे इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. सो इफ एनीवन हैव एनी डाउट टिल नाउ,